Today we'll encounter the topic of difference quotients. And the difference quotient is basically change in y divided by change in x, written in function notation. The difference quotient that you're being asked to find is fashioned in the form f of x plus h minus f of x all divided by h. Notice in the figure your function is a parabola, x squared plus 32. That's your f of x. And you can see I've labeled the figure with the ordered pairs x f of x and separately x plus h f of x plus h. So really what you have in the difference quotient is simply change in y divided by change in x. So it's actually a representative of the slope of the line through the 2 points. Now that's a very important concept in calculus, so it's really important that you get the algebra skills down now so that you won't have trouble later. Okay, so first of all, we need to identify what the quantity f of x plus h will look like. And this is where I want you to go back to the basics of how I told you to carefully think about your function as x being a placeholder and what am I doing to x. So in this case, I'm going to replace x with x plus h, producing x plus h quantity squared plus 32. We already know that f of x is x squared plus 32. Now to identify the difference quotient, we'd write down f of x plus h minus f of x divided by h, and that's equal to x plus h quantity squared plus 32 minus the quantity x squared plus 32, be sure to enclose that in parentheses, all divided by h. Now I'm going to continue from here simplifying, and we were given a disclaimer that said if h is not 0, and right now because you're dividing by h, it wouldn't be a good idea for h to be 0. So essentially what the question's asking you to do is to simplify until h cancels, because h is in the denominator and you don't want it to be 0. Okay, let's square the binomial. X plus h squared is x squared plus 2xh plus h squared plus 32, and distribute the negative sign. Minus x squared minus 32 all divided by h. Okay, notice x squared and minus x squared cancel each other out. 32 and minus 32 also cancel each other out. And we're left with 2xh plus h squared all divided by h. Okay, so again, we're going to keep going until we can see the original denominator cancel. Here I can see that I can factor out h from the numerator, so that would be h times 2x plus h, all divided by h. At this point, I can see that I can cancel the h from the numerator and the denominator, and I am left with the quantity 2x plus h. At this point, there's nothing left to cancel, and if h were 0, I would have 2x by itself, and that would make sense, so that's okay. So what we do is type in the box our simplified expression, 2x plus h.